We are live, and I'm going to punch this into Discord, keep that on there, and then I'm going to switch my input on my TV, as long as you can see the screen here.
Yep.
And we should be all set. Okay,
cool.
Everybody. We're going to play Octopath Traveler. I'm here with Matt.
How's it going?
Matt decided to choose Octopath Traveler for this week.
Yep.
Any particular reason why that you'd want to explain for people watching?
Well, it's new. I think that everyone who probably is interested in the channel and is on the channel is probably playing it or has looked at it, and I think it's a cool game that we can talk about because there's a lot of really neat stuff that it does. It scratches the itch that I've had to play like Final Fantasy VI again, but it's modern enough to not be like, okay, I've already done this before,
right?
And you get bored, you know what I mean? Like I've been unable to re-beat, because the last time I played like 6 fully was when it was 3 on SNES. So like, you know, because you end up playing them and you're like, you know, the first few hours take forever. And then you don't want to do all the grinding that you need to do towards the end of the game, and they you just quit on it anyways. Right. So this kind of gives you the same. I think it satisfies the same sort of urge, but it's a little bit more engaging and it moves a little quicker.
Sweet. Well, I'm not sure where you're at in the game. I have completed everyone's chapter 2.
Okay.
So
we're like at the same point.
Nice. And that was true last time we talked too. When we talked last week, we were basically only 1 or 2 chapters into the chapter 2 stuff.
Yeah. The only one I didn't do is Haunted, because her story is like the most boring thing ever, I think.
Dude, and I hate her mechanics. I'll just say that right now.
The beast thing is so
I do not like capturing beasts. I do not like it. I do not like challenging people or provoking with her, and only having to use the freaking beasts. I hate everything about it. I'm avoiding her as much as possible from now on.
Well, we're in aggressive agreement there too. It's such a boring character.
Yeah,
I started with Ulbrich because I like the boring, easy, like you know, he's the most easy, obvious character. But like, I feel like I think I like that the overworld makes more of a difference with who you bring along, more so than the actual battle does, because like Hanet's also useless when you're going around a town. Like Thurion's the most useful one as far as like when you need, because if you run across that purple chest, like you're never going to remember to go
exactly back. Yeah, go back to that. It's like, dang it, I'm screwed now. I should have had him with me. Crap.
Right. And like Tressa is like really useful, especially in the beginning, where it's like, oh, I just walked into a new screen and there's money. That's great.
Yeah.
So
I will say with Hanet, and this is something Sage Valiant was bringing up in his comment, I think. Right. She does have some really cool skills in combat. Like, I love that she can have a 50% chance to go again at the end of the turn, and like a 50% chance to strike twice and stuff like that. Like, she has some really cool abilities for sure.
Well, and that the leg hold move thing is a good, like the Hunter class has good stuff as well. It's just her mechanics are lame, and once you find the shrine, it's like you don't really need her. Yeah.
In any case, so let me catch you guys up where I'm at. I was a little bit confused, I feel, about the suggested level. I tried to get each character up to their suggested level for the Chapter 2 stuff. What ended up happening was that Cyrus got way over the top in terms of like, and what you were telling me, and I think what you're probably right about, is that that level 38 is what they're asking your main character to be, not Hanet herself.
Yeah, and like if you're playing it and you haven't already screwed that up, like, just make sure to stay under leveled, because otherwise it becomes a lot less challenging. Yeah. Like I've noticed that I've been able to, you know, because I think that my Ulbricht's about 42 as well, and it's like it's a lot easier because I made that mistake of getting people's levels up.
So I'll probably be a little over leveled for Chapter 3 for the most part. I'll try not to do any grinding before going into Chapter 4, but we can either do Alfin's Chapter 3, which is level 32, or Ulbrich's. Which one would you rather see?
I don't know which. I think that I think Ulbrich's is fun, or yeah.
Have you done Ulbrich's Chapter 3?
I haven't done that one yet.
Do you want to avoid doing ones you haven't seen yet?
No, I don't really care.
Okay.
I like, you kind of know where these stories are going to go, I think, but it's interesting to me anyways. I would do Ulbrich or Alfin, but yeah, do Ulbrich. That's going to be more interesting for people to watch.
I have not done that much grinding, honestly, Bryce. It was like maybe an hour and a half tops.
Well, and a lot of it is just walking from place to place, and if you don't turn on the one, like, the evasive maneuvers thing, like, if you just don't flee battles and you don't use the fast travel too much, you're going to get over leveled pretty quickly.
Yeah, and that's basically what I've done. I've not used Cyrus's evade skill for random encounters at all in the whole game. I've never turned it on for him, so I've just fought every battle I come across, and I spent about an hour, 15 minutes, an hour and a half grinding in like the north area, like in the snow area during Chapter 2.
Yeah.
That's it, though. I haven't really grinded outside of that.
Yeah, I don't think it actually... I think that, I don't know, a lot of reviews, it seemed to be people were complaining about grinding, and I don't think it was nearly as bad as, or as required as people make it out to be.
Yeah. For me, the key has been, like, just using the melee characters as much as possible to break things quickly.
Yeah.
Like, the game can be really difficult, I feel, and battles can take a super long time if you're trying to, like, have everyone in the party build up their BP to maximum for, like, to do a lot of damage. But if you bring, like, 2, maybe 3 of your characters in for, like, huge damage on the boss, and you have one person there whose job is to break enemies as quickly as possible, I find that it's a little easier to get through stuff than if you're just like holding off all the time.
Yeah, and then once the Trusses donate BP thing is pretty sweet as well. Like, for as far as like when you're strategizing for, like, I think it's mostly useful for bosses and stuff, but like you can really you can kind of, I mean, once you unlock, so, like, at least Ulbrich's like divine power thing, once you break it, that thing with the like, you can do a lot more damage thing is pretty nuts. Like, you can do, 6 figures of damage.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's kind of...
Actually, now that I think about it, I should probably take a look at his skills. Yeah, I have enough for the last one here.
Yeah, the Bram's Thunder is it's pretty cheap. I mean, it costs a lot of SP, but like, you can it does a crap ton of damage.
Okay. Let's see here.
I really
go around
his last chapter.
Everybody.
Oh, this is the other thing that's fun. Like, this is a really fun mechanic that, like, I think makes the entire actually going into town so much cooler and better than previous, JRPGs, where you actually interact with things in a bigger way than normal.
Yeah. I tend to, first thing I do when I go into town is just inquire, or what do you call it, Cyrus's version of that, scrutinize.
Yeah.
Everybody I can, because you get so much useful stuff. Hidden items, and like the ability to challenge people easier, steal easier, guide people easier.
And then you end up if you do all of the inquiring, you also end up with stuff that's just going to clue into the various like side quests too, like, because you gather the data that people, the information.
Yeah, the side quests. Yeah, that's true.
So you're accidentally solving side quests too.
Yeah, that's kind of it's been interesting because like for the most part, I'm not like a big fan of like how the side quests are done in this game.
Mhm.
But just through inquiring through everybody, I just go up to a person with red, and every once in a while they'll be like, "Oh, do you want to like solve this?" I was like, "Yes."
Right.
And then I just skip the scene and just get the reward.
Yeah, it's like I don't even know what I did there.
Yeah, exactly.
And then also the other thing too is if you go around and you steal, and there's always there's the items that have like the little diamond icon on the left, and then those are for like a quest thing. And so if you just steal, eventually it ends up being like, okay, well I stole everything already, and you just go around and you solve the things.
Actually, I had never noticed that.
Yeah.
So there's like a diamond that'll appear next to the item.
Yeah. If you go into your inventory, you can see the icon. If you go to inventory, and it's that second one up from the bottom.
This stuff.
Yeah,
huh.
And those are all like things that are, I think, quest oriented.
Interesting.
So, but they're also like, they're like, well, I guess key items in like Final Fantasy 7 work.
Sure.
Where you don't use them until like a scene requires it. But I think that this is, I don't know, I like that they've made it so the thing that matters most about, especially once you get all the jobs, like the thing that matters the most as far as who's in your party is what you need to do in the towns.
Oh, I'll take that. What do you got? You probably have something valuable. Oh, no you don't.
It's just garbage. Well, and it's also fun because it's a little storytelling too, where you go in and you see the people's like inventory, and then like kids always have like candy and stuff.
Yeah, kids always have candy. I did like that touch. It was a nice touch.
And then like if the person's like a hobo or something, like they just have like busted up things in their inventory, and that's I think that they do a lot of. I think it's like like the individual stories are pretty tropey. But yeah. I think that they do a lot of like sort of subtle world building that I think if they do another game in this world and they do a better job with the sort of main party stories, I think that they have a really good base to build on here.
Sure. All right, let's start talking to people.
Well met.
Looking for Earhart.
And his chapter 2 was pretty awesome with the Coliseum thing.
Oh yeah, that was actually of all the chapter 2 chapters.
Yeah.
I think Alphen's and Ulberich stood out to me the most. Like of the chapter 1 chapters, hands down Primrose. Primrose was the best one.
Yeah, I liked the chapter 2. It was super adult.
Yeah. it really is, and it like her first chapter like just really punched me in the gut. It was super good.
Yeah.
Her second chapter was like it was all right. But Ulberich's chapter 2 was really strong. I liked it a lot.
I thought it was great. It was, and especially the way that they end up doing it, where you can actually inquire of the guy that you're about to face off with, and then when you go into the battle what his weaknesses are.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Which I thought was neat. Well, I thought the thing with Primrose's chapter 2 that was was kind of when the one girl that she works with literally refers to herself as a whore. I was like, wow, that is.
Oh yeah, she uses the term whore. Yeah,
which is, I mean, like, it's kind of funny because you're used to the old FF3 translation of these types of games where she would just be like, dancer was always a euphemism, but this one's willing to go all is basically they got their PG-13 rating or whatever.
Totally.
Which I think is kind of, I don't know. I thought it was like I almost thought it was too far, because it almost doesn't gel with the style of the graphics and the look and everything.
I could see what you mean by that. Yeah, I did think that using that term was like, oh wow, I did not expect that.
Right. I mean, like, well, I mean, it works, and it gives her story a lot darker tone. The way that they treat everything. I mean, the villain in her chapter 1 is essentially the like adult realistic version of what's the clown guy in Final Fantasy 7. No, in 7.
Oh.
The guy who owns in the beginning that you cross-dress for.
Oh, the Don Corneo.
Yeah, but like her chapter 1 boss is basically him, but taken realistically.
Yeah, totally. All right, last guy here.
Well met.
Still looking for Earnhardt.
I'm pretty sure.
Or Earhart, I should say.
Just so.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think it seems what they're trying to do here in this story is make Earhart out to be more of a morally gray guy. Like, they wanted, or at least Ulbrich wanted to believe he was a traitor and, like, a bad dude.
Right.
But, like, at the end of the last chapter, they were talking about how he, felt that the king had allowed his lands, his homeland, to be burned, and so... Anyways, Ulbrich is convinced that what he did, there's no forgiveness for it, but he's starting to see that, like, he might have had some reasons for why he did it.
There's a lot of gray area that they've kind of introduced in this game, which I like.
Thank you.
Okay.
I feel like they're gonna end up teaming up or something at the end. Like he's not gonna kill Earhart.
Yeah, something.
I see.
So
how long was your flight from, you said you were on the West Coast?
Yeah, I was out in San Francisco for a buddy's wedding, so it was like 5.5 hours, but it was a red eye, so it's a little brutal.
Dang.
I mean, I did not accomplish much editing for work today, so.
Oh, I can believe it. I'm sure you're exhausted.
I took a nap. Did you end up finishing the Chrono Cross review?
Yep, it's all done. It's ready to be uploaded next Monday.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it came together. Can't wait to get it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta watch the last. Check out what you ended up with in the last work in progress. See, I like that your editing process. You since you write yourself a script and you record, and I think it makes that your video, the actual video part of your editing is a little bit easier because you have your story already mapped out in a sense. A lot of the stuff that I edit, it's all documentary stuff, and it's like, you're having to work, you end up having to sort of reverse manufacture the scripts from like what you shot.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's kind of how I've worked all of my career.
Yeah.
I've always been sort of like the director of the project also, like, so, the visionary part of it was all in my head to begin with, so when I'm editing, it's like I have that all in my mind.
Yeah.
I've never edited, I don't think except for maybe once, I don't think I've ever edited like another person's thing before. That could be really challenging to like try and sort of like understand like what image would they want to go here.
Well, and then it's I don't know, I find watching people's editing processes and like how you sort of think through it is, I think it's interesting because you put a lot more stress on music, which is something that I have a hard time doing when I'm editing.
Indeed.
So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, music for me is always like the first step. It's like if the music feels right, if I can close my eyes and just listen and feel it, then like the images, honestly, sometimes you can just put whatever you want there and you can get away with it. At least that's kind of the way I feel about it, is like the feeling that you get from it is, and the words and the music create the feeling, and that to me, while not being like, while the visual is very important as well, it's always best to find a shot that demonstrates what you're talking about. You're always trying to do that, right? I'm always trying to do that, but sometimes it's like you can get away with just showing something a little more generalized or, you know, generic or whatever, and it will still work and flow. And because, you know, for these games that are so long, it's like you're digging through hours and hours and hours just to find that one perfect thing, and sometimes you can't find it, you know?
Yeah, no, I know.
So you do editing for documentaries.
Yeah.
What have you worked on in the past? Anything that I might have seen?
No, we do. I do some work that's in politics. So, and then I do some stuff that's. I did one recently that we submitted to a couple. Won an award at a film festival, but it was about a congressman who lives off the grid, and so I directed and edited that.
That's super interesting.
Doing some work for a company out in Arizona that does has like an energy company. Perfect. And so it's a lot of shooting and dealing with clients and stuff like that. So so
you do a lot of shooting too, then?
I try to keep my hands off the camera as much as possible, but sometimes I get stuck with it, and I prefer to do pre-production and post-production, and then just sort of...
Same, man, same. I've done so much shooting, and while there is some satisfaction in it for me, like when I get back, during dailies or something,
right,
and I look at a shot and it's like, oh man, we nailed that shot. That shot was amazing. But I hate dealing with crew. And it's not that I don't like the people. It's like, especially the larger the crew gets, just like the more of a mess it is to try and keep everybody what they're supposed to be doing, make sure everyone knows, like make sure everyone's taken care of.
And then there's all the personalities that you end up having to deal with. I mean,
yeah.
I work with we have a pretty small team, but even with that, it's like, there's one guy where if I tell him like, hey man, we don't have enough B-roll in that distillery, like you need to go shoot more. And then I get like 3 clips back and it's like, well, I needed like a lot more than that.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, the best part of shooting though is when you are going through all your footage and marking everything afterwards, and you see the one shot that you did, and you're like, oh, good, I'm glad that I did that. That's good.
Yep. I always feel like particularly proud. Yeah, and then you'll have somebody there who's volunteering or whatever. Maybe you're on like a smaller budget project or whatever. Some guy who wants to just come and like learn the process, and maybe they're shooting on a B camera or C camera or something like that, and their entire thing's out of focus, and it's just like, oh god,
I'm working on this one project that we were down at a distillery in Virginia doing a profile of the owners, and the one guy's camera, it's like out of focus like 70% of the time. I was like, God.
That's just the worst, dude. It's the worst feeling ever.
And I mean, when you do shooting, what are you normally working on?
Oh, like.
Do you know usually like what kind of cameras are you on? Like Sony?
I'm using a Blackmagic Cinema for the work that I do here at Game Tyrant, and then we have two B cameras that are Panasonic GH5s.
Oh, okay. My buddy uses the GH5 and he loves it.
Dude, it's such a great camera. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Like I used the GH4 for years when we were doing the other YouTube channel, and I liked it a lot. But I felt like the user interface was really unintuitive, and the color for skin tones is a little off. You have to do some work to like fix it.
Right.
And that's true of the GH5, but the GH5 has so many other features that are so freaking amazing, like the onboard. Yeah, the onboard stabilization is so good. Like I can do a handheld shot And I have the shakiest hands in the freaking world. I'm a terrible
Yeah.
cinematographer for anything handheld. And my shots look beautiful handheld on that thing.
Yep.
And so then I take that with the stabilization on. I put that onto a Ronin stabilizer system. And it's just like unbelievable. I'm accomplishing unbelievably smooth shots with my old shaky hands here.
The Ronin is great when you have the time and the space to set that thing up. It's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. It for me, like, I don't know, it made me enjoy shooting again. Because for so long I would try to work with like a regular what do you call them, glide cam.
Yeah.
And my shots always sucked. My shots were always shaky. They always sucked. They weren't smooth. Like, I just wasn't good at it. And I'd always rely on using After Effects to stabilize everything.
Right, which is always a pain, and it usually doesn't work out that great.
Yeah, and so like, it's just been amazing. I love the thing. I love it.
Yeah, the Ronins are a lot of fun. We primarily use the Sonys, and the stabilization is okay. It's not as good as the Panasonics, but like the focus is such a nightmare on them sometimes.
Dang.
And so like if you don't have a monitor on it, it can be pretty difficult.
I don't have the best eyes anymore, especially for really small screens, and so sometimes I think I'm in focus, and I kind of rely on the focus peaking.
Yep.
But like that's not always accurate, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes my focus is soft, and it's like, dang it! Like I need to get my eyes freaking like I gotta get surgery so I can see again, because this is, without a monitor, like, it's like impossible to know if you're actually in focus.
And then the other problem is you can't throw them on, like if you throw it on a one of those Zhiyun frames or even on the Ronin, you really can't throw the monitor on it too, and so it's tough. You're really relying on that autofocus or just on your own eyes, which I'm in the same boat as you. My eyes are just absolute garbage, and I can't see anything. It's like,
oh my gosh, dude! I feel your pain. I feel you.
Well, I think that's what's it's fun. That's what's I think that I think that's why your channels. I like your channel is it's like you're a legit editor, and you actually. The guys in the Patreon are complaining about the in the Discord are complaining about the gamer ranks thing, and it's like that's because the editors are just like, I think with a lot of these other videos are churn and burn, like let's just slap them on top of a VO and call it done.
Just like throw like a 15-minute straight piece of gaming footage and then just talk over the top of it, right?
Oh, show them the travel banter thing with the plus.
Oh, yeah. So if you press plus... By the way, that confused me for the longest time. The way that pluses are displayed in this game, it looks like D-pad. It does not look like a plus sign. And forever I was like, I'm pressing the damn D-pad like I don't know what to do.
Which button? Well, the plus and minus are such weird buttons, right? Like, they're completely fabricated now. They're new.
Yeah. I'm not a fan. They should just be start select forever.
But I don't like. I like these things. They feel so like disconnected.
I agree.
But I think
I just really wish. I mean, it's better than nothing, right? It's better than not having the characters ever interact with each other at all, which you don't get in the cutscenes for the main stories. I don't think it's a substitute for that by any means, but it does help at least to make it feel like, oh, these people actually like talk.
Yeah, like, but in these weird vignettes, like I don't know why they could have just done the scene in the actual world rather than the
Oh man. Doomy Guy says, or freaking Matt Pat game theory style editing where you throw in random images to match the script. Yeah, that's kind of popular on YouTube. I've never been a fan of that. We use a lot of like you do a lot of like little animations on like still images, so like move them around and stuff. Like, I get why it's popular. It's it's kind of a novelty, or was when he started doing it, but I don't know, I'm just not the biggest fan of that style, personally. And it's a lot of work for something that doesn't look all that good, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I've watched his videos, but
game theory.
game's great.
Yeah, you should
he
take a
just
look at
throws
him.
butts on the screen.
No, I mean he's
This
got decent editing. It's just that the style is one in which he uses a lot of still images with kind of like wacky, I don't know, like wacky little animations on it. It's kind of hard to explain.
Though that tends to, I mean, in my opinion, that stuff tends to take a lot more time than it's worth.
Oh, way more than it's worth. Because for the amount of time that goes into it versus how good it actually looks when it's done, like not worth it at all.
Right,
I would never spend that much time on something that does not look as pristine and perfect as possible.
And unless if it's like I think it works if you're aiming for jokes, but it has to actually be fun.
Yeah,
it has to land, and I think that I actually really the best example of that style that I can think of is the if you look at the Bon Appetit's channel, they have the It's Alive with Brad show, and the editor there does the editor throws like all these jokes on top of the video, which is great, but you look at it and it's like that takes so much time in the edit, but the actual footage of the game they shoot looks nice, which helps.
Yeah.
So we're going out to fight the lizard people.
Yep. Protect the town. I love the sprite work in this game. It's really, really, really fantastic.
Oh, those are big guys. Yeah, it's great, especially when you get into these enemy things are so awesome looking. And I like that they move a little bit and it all feels kind of weighty.
Yeah. Big fan. Alright, let's see. Looks like we have one... Oh, they're all the same. So let's just find out what they're weak to here. Oh. Stabs. How about axes? No, it's gonna be magic next. Probably ice, or maybe... No, do you know what it is? It's always either dark or like the green wind stuff that I never...
they love making wind weak.
Dude! I've never used it almost ever. It's like, fetch! Please don't make wind enemies. Can't stand it.
We'll switch over to your spear, dude.
Oh, whoops, I forgot that they have a spear. I'm not paying attention. I'm looking at the chat over here. There it is, ice.
Yeah, oh, that's better than the... Yeah, they like the dark, light, or wind. So those are, like, I feel like the most popular ones.
Whoops. What do we got here? Freaking, now hold off. We want to break them all at the same time. Well, I'll break them in the next turn no matter what, so... Just get some damage on a different guy.
Here goes nothing.
Ouch, that was a lot of damage. That was a lot of damage. Holy flame. Why don't you throw him one of those?
Here.
Usually, I'm not the biggest fan of like the apothecary or like mixer type class.
Yeah.
But I'm actually learning to love it in this game with Alfin.
I haven't used any of that.
It's pretty sweet. So he's poisoned, right? It's actually pretty easy. So like, we'll do a mild one. So this first part is like, does it affect everybody or just one person? And then is it a big effect or a small effect?
Mm-hmm.
More or less. And then the injurious ones would be like to hurt the enemies. Same idea, right? So we'll just do a small one for one person, and then the Nox root for poison, and then just throw it at him, and bam, he's not poisoned anymore, and he heals a little bit. That's all there is to it. It's pretty simple, and it tells you right there what it does. So it's pretty easy to figure out. Not like a lot of other games where it's like, dude, I don't know like what I should mix. I have no idea. And Alfin's a really good healer too. Between his first aid ability and then his concocting, it's like he's like a better healer than freaking Ophelia is. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, especially for the one-on-one thing. Well, and then he also, the other thing that I like that he has is the when if you get debuffed a bunch, he's got that that one skill where basically it gets rid of all your ailments, but then it also gives you like a couple of turns of immunity too.
Yeah.
I will not fail.
Okay, these guys are different, but they're still weak to spears. Well, let's try knives. Still not knives. I'm gonna use elf and heal this roll.
What next?
These all the same again? Yeah. Still weak to ice.
Probably rods too.
Yeah, so if we concoct, let's say, mild medicinal component for a large volume, meaning it'll hit all of us.
Yeah.
And go down to our essence of grape. So, bam. Heal it, buddy. And you steal that stuff like all the time, so like I've never like
Right, you don't have to worry about purchasing it
like
or running it.
never, yeah, never.
Spear.
Oh, I keep forgetting. I was trying to find out if he's weak to something else, but it doesn't look like it. Maybe axes, but no, they have 5, huh? Let's do this. Are you weak to axes? No. These guys actually hit pretty hard. I'm gonna use you to... Actually, no, I don't need to do that. Just like, yeah, hit one of them with that.
Interesting dilemma.
Bring it on.
I don't know why I did
Try
that.
this.
This time, do this.
Try this.
Okay, you need to use this on him.
Have you gotten any of the secondary jobs yet? Or not the secondary ones, but like just any of the other jobs you can equip your characters with the second job?
Nope, I have not gotten any additional ones yet. I don't even know how to do it.
You just stumble, like, while you're... Basically end up stumbling into like a cave while you're walking around, and you just get the job. Like, it's not like complicated. Like, there's just like
oh, what?
there's just sort of shrines around like the map, and you just walk in there. There's the job.
Oh, well, I haven't gone into any of those caves yet. It's probably why I haven't found them. But
Some of those caves have like a boss that you can fight that have like and then there's like a sword or something that you can, there's treasure of some kind. But then like some of them are just like, this is where the secondary, equipable job is.
yeah.
I am in your debt.
So after the Chrono Cross review drops, what's next on your list?
I'm actually thinking I'm going to move straight to Final Fantasy XI. I had a couple of other video ideas like in my mind, but I'm not getting like a ton of inspiration at the moment for them. I need to think about them a little more, I think. So with Final Fantasy XI, mostly what I have to do for that is just research and write the retrospective part, because the majority of the review is going to be carried by other people who are volunteering to help out.
Oh, that's cool. So you don't have to sit through it.
yeah, I won't have to either write or do the recording and like audio editing for the bulk of the review, really.
Right.
Except for just like here and there, where I'll insert my thoughts or something like that. But
but you don't have to. You don't have to. You're not playing the game.
yeah, I'm not going to finish the game. No, not a chance.
I feel like MMOs are such a huge time suck, and it's
Yep. And not only that, it's like I would do that just slowly over time, given I don't have much time, if I like the game. But I do not like the game. I hate the game. So I can't force myself to play it anymore. I don't like it. There's nothing that's going to change my mind. I've had the same problems with it for years. And every time I play it with a different person who's trying to give me like a different perspective on it, and like, oh, this is why I love it. And it's like, yeah, but like all the stuff I hate about it, I still hate about it. Like,
right.
You're talking about other things that we haven't gotten to yet, because you got to play the game for like 50 hours before you can do anything interesting. And it's just like, I don't have time for that. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't have time for this.
And it's probably not. I mean, I haven't played. I don't really play a whole heck of a lot of games, and especially not like super open world things, especially not MMOs, because it's just there's too much, I think. Yeah. And it's like I have a hard time when a game doesn't feel like it has a very set beginning, middle, end, and the steps to do it. Like I really like this chapter structure for this, just simply because you have some really obvious, points, and then also the fact that each chapter doesn't really take that long to complete.
Yeah, they're generally about an hour, right?
Yeah,
to finish.
They're not that long, and like it breaks up the time with it. I like. And it means that you can kind of put it down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you're, playing some of the, like, some of the older games, it's like, even with the, like Final Fantasy VII, you think about it, like, how long it takes to get from sort of moment to moment, and then the points where you can actually put it down. I feel like there's a lot of pause in the older games, which is good for the story and the pacing, but it also kind of makes it difficult to play them sort of in small pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I was gonna suggest we did play Secret of Mana, but that thing is like the first 2 hours of that game. It's like so boring. Yeah, and it takes forever to get going.
I love that music in that first little map.
It's great. I love the game. I mean, but like the 3D remake thing is weird. I would say play the original.
Oh, I hate the 3D remake. Jeez,
it's weird. It plays weird. It feels weird, and
don't like it at all.
And the look, it doesn't have the charm. So, but it's a fun game, but gosh, it takes forever to get going.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably 5 hours in before you even get get it magic.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, the game's pacing issues. I mean, it definitely has some for sure, and then the end feels really rushed, whereas the beginning felt kind of slow.
For what? For Mana?
Yeah, for Secret of Mana.
Yeah.
It's not a perfect game, but my goodness, is it? I don't know. There's something about how you feel when you play that game.
It's such a fun, and the combat's fun. The whole setup is well, the fact that it was multiplayer was pretty neat too.
Yeah.
When you consider the when it was made, and the fact that doesn't really happen that often in the genre.
Yeah.
Which is sort of like I kind of think that's a system that I don't know why they didn't actually explore that. Come to think of it, with Final Fantasy 15, where it was that would have lent itself perfectly to couch co-op.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because the whole principle of the game is you're wandering around with 3 dudes or 4 dudes or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's see. Just break this guy. Now you're screwed. Now you're screwed. Oh, we didn't kill those guys. Well, could have used electricity. I was hoping those other guys would be weak to ice. I don't see if they were or not.
I think they're weak. Or they went weak to like spears. I think those types.
Let's break you again. Let's probably kill you. Yeah, you're almost dead.
Thus ends your lesson.
I'm actually going to have to heal up a little bit around this area. This area is more dangerous than previous areas. Well, because it's Chapter 3. That's why.
Yeah.
But we got him around, so we're good.
I think that for some reason the desert enemies are like
Tougher than normal.
I don't know. I don't really know why, but I also think that people like something else I've seen in the reviews is sort of the like, well, all the dungeons are like branching path treasure chests, and then like you go to the end and there's a boss, and it's like, I mean,
what's wrong
I
with
feel
that?
like that's true with everything. Like, I don't know.
That's how like every freaking like RPG ever has been made. What's the problem with that? You go down this way, you get a treasure. You go down the other way, you get a treasure. You go back to the main way and keep going.
And I like these ones aren't very. I like that they're pretty small. They're basically usually like 1 or 2 screens, and
yeah, they're short. I love that.
It's great.
I love that.
Because I always find that like if you're stuck in a dungeon forever and there's a billion random encounters, it starts to get really tedious and really annoying really fast.
Yeah, totally agree with that. Ah, wind. Get out of here with that.
Oh, that's
Well, at least these dudes are weak to axes. Oh, come on. You're spear people, I can tell. Maybe knives? Maybe? Nope. Go with your ice tank. There you go. Maybe these guys are also weak to spears. Nope. Swords?
Swords. It would probably
There it is. Alright. Boost and finish these dudes off. What's up, Eric? The Final Fantasy XIV Evangelist has arrived.
Is that the other? That's the other MMO.
Yeah.
I never played either. Like they look cool. Like I like that the I think they used the guy who did the art for like 12 and Vagrant Story. Like it looks like it's that style, right?
Yeah, same artist, not quite exactly the same style, but similar. Yeah.
Yeah, which I love that style. Like,
I'm a huge fan. Huge fan.
Vagrant Story was like, I think that's like my favorite, probably my favorite game of all time. But like,
Really?
Oh yeah,
That's awesome.
that was such a one. It was a far more hipster choice to have when it came out, right? Because like no one else played that game.
Yeah.
Like I feel it, which is a shame, but also the story and the combat system and like everything about that. The opening, like you said, was amazing.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of it. The only thing I would say is I didn't like how much time you had to spend like messing around in menus. There was just it was a lot to be constantly switching weapons depending on what enemies you're fighting, switching around your what do they call them, the little augments, the gems that you would put onto them and stuff.
Yeah, and then crafting was such like you could just be stuck in like those workshops for an hour, like just seeing what am I gonna get here, which is
crazy.
When I played it, I don't know, whatever that when that game, when you were
2000.
like, okay, so I don't know, middle school, high school, like you had a lot more time on your hands.
Oh, totally.
But like it's nowadays it's tough to replay that one just because of the amount of time that takes.
I think if they did a remake of that game, but they did it with a Dark Souls style like combat system, it would be like literally perfect for it, and as well as the weapon creation system that Dark Souls has, because it's very similar. Like in Dark Souls, you're constantly switching weapons depending on which enemy you're fighting. You're switching your armor around. You craft armor and weapons specifically for exploiting enemy weaknesses and things of that nature. Like, it would be literally like perfect for a Souls style like combat and equipment system.
Yeah,
like, it would literally be made perfection if they did that.
Yeah, that's
like, you only have one character, so an RPG that's action based where you're only controlling one character makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's they need to do it.
but that's why they won't do it. It'll never happen.
I know.
It would be perfect.
Stupid.
They absolutely need to.
So perfect.
Gosh, yeah.
Out of my way.
Are you weak to freaking dangers? No. These dudes hit kind of hard. I've been impressed.
I feel like
to ice.
I feel like some of the random encounters in this game can be tougher than the boss fights sometimes.
Oh sure.
Especially when you get those annoying like elemental creatures. Those guys hit really hard.
Mm-hmm. Dang it. Do I have like an ice thing? I should have an ice thing. It's an ice soul stone. There we go. Just break him.
Take this.
That's how it's done. Now you do this freaking sick last stand thing. Bam. And then finish him off.
Yeah, I like the boost thing. It makes it a little bit more engaging and fun.
Oh, I should have sold stuff back in town. I keep forgetting to do that. Alright, we just need to use, like, keep exploring. This way.
Oh, I mean, I like that each of the maps is sort of like a puzzle because you got to figure out how to get. Because they always let you see where the chests are, but you have to kind of sometimes figure out how the heck to get to it.
I don't know how to get to that purple one that I just saw back there. It's probably this way.
No, it's probably.
Maybe I have to go back. Okay, I do have to go back there for that one. Oh, what the fetch? Okay, I guess we're just going around. Yeah, that is something that I feel is a criticism I have of this game, Eric, is the bosses just have ridiculous amounts of HP. Just insane.
If you use Ulbert's like final skill thing there, I still have yet to try it. If you use that on whatever the boss is, like it shaves HP down pretty quickly.
I will try it in this next one.
But yeah, they definitely like just have a crap ton of HP, and then they seem to do the thing where each time you break them, they come back with more shield points, and then it takes just a lot more turns to break them. And I don't think I've actually gotten I think I got like one game over, and it was because I accidentally ventured into a way higher level place. I don't think it's not like the game's not like prohibitively difficult.
I died on a couple of bosses. I think in the first chapter I died on Ulberg's boss, but that was back when I was playing the demo for the game.
Yeah.
Like the original demo. And then I died on someone's level 2 boss. I can't remember who it was. Anyways, I think I've died like once or twice on bosses. I've had a couple of close calls.
Right.
Like Honit's chapter 1 boss messed me up pretty bad. I was not ready for that.
can't remember. Was that
it was like
that weird dog spider boss thing?
Yeah, in the forest.
Yeah.
Shoot, how do I get over there? There was a purple freaking box back there, and I don't want to freaking miss it. I don't think it's that way, though.
No.
This way? Oh, there's another chest.
Come on, I've got better things to do. My turn.
One time I died was when I used Bewildering Dance and it weakened me. Dude, I hate the Bewildering Dance. Somebody was saying online, Bewildering Dance is so great for leveling up because sometimes you'll get like a 100 times experience and then you'll just go crazy. And I was like, okay, sick. And I tried that for like 15 minutes. I was like, screw this, dude. All I'm doing is hurting myself.
It's way too frustrating to deal with. That's like the definition of RNG. Or whatever it is. Is that what it is? Is that the grinding? Or
What did you say?
is it RNG? Is that the...
random number generator.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's awful. I hate it. Everything about it. Dude, Blizzard? Okay, good. I keep forgetting he has ice spells.
Cool off.
Now then. Out of my way.
Do the bosses have different attacks or stage patterns as their HP gets lower, or is it just rinse and repeat, same strategy during the whole fight? I wouldn't call it rinse repeat the same strategy, but the puzzle to the boss fights is more like figuring out how to break them, especially when they have like minions that are fighting with them, to sort of like time it so that they're all broken at the same time, and then you can just like unleash huge damage on everybody. Or if you're going to go for killing the minions first and then keeping the boss broken as often as possible to not give the boss a chance to like re-summon the minions again. So I don't know, it's like I haven't seen like different stages to the bosses necessarily. They do have
like
some
that warming up thing, and right?
Yeah, so they'll have like a lot of times they'll have a move where it's like they're gonna unleash it on the next turn, and in this turn they're like preparing for it, right? So then just like, oh, I have this turn to break him, otherwise he's gonna do huge damage. So you have to kind of like, you know, figure it out quick. I like it. I like the boss fights in this game a lot. I think the boss fights are like the best part about the game. Really. Aside from the fact that they are a bit damage spongy, but like, still, I think they're fun to figure out.
Thus ends your lesson.
This has basically become my main team, which is kind of funny because like, I was rolling with Ophelia for a long time in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I was using Tressa a lot as well. And I've kind of like, nope, these dudes are my dudes now.
See, I like Tressa for the donate BP thing.
Yeah, and she gives you extra money when you fight,
which is nice.
Which is really nice in the beginning of the game, which is why I was using her because everything was so expensive. Let's see, I gotta figure out how to go get that. How the F do I go over that?
Want a tangle, huh?
Ooh, new enemies. They're weak to ice. We're good.
All right.
Let's just see if they are also weak to axes. No, probably bows.
Try this.
Yeah, I mean, Eric's saying that the formula gets predictable fast for each chapter, which is true. They're all the formula is absolutely the same for each one. But I don't know. I think that the fact that they play out pretty quickly, and that you don't have to like grind through it all in a sitting is nice.
Yeah.
But I think that if this game is a building block for them, and since it did really well, it means that they have a pretty good structure to work from. For
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And
That
I
being
hope
said,
that they
I
get
felt
rid of
I felt the same way about Bravely Default too, and then apparently
Yeah.
they didn't focus at all on story next time. So
Well, I mean, like maybe because this one had very little focus on story, they the next one they actually just tell a story in this world.
that was also something that I was hoping they would do for the I Am Setsuna team, the Tokyo RPG Factory. It was like, okay, like this is a good foundation. You guys like had a decent first game, but like now you can like really like hone in and like figure out what you're gonna do, and then basically they just doubled down on everything that wasn't good.
Yeah, and I agree with Eric. He says that Primrose and Albert are the highlights for the story for him. I think that's totally true.
And I think that's probably why they chose them, right, for the demo. I don't have any clue how to get over there.
Is there like it looks like you have to approach it from the right or from the front? But
Probably from the front. Did I just miss? Like going?
no,
Oh, wait a minute. No.
no.
Wait a second.
Oh, go to the right there. Go where that mist is. Oh, there it is.
This
Yeah.
way?
Yeah. Can
It
you go
just
down?
leads to here.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to get down there.
Oh, maybe where those columns are behind you.
I've done my research on you.
Yeah, I liked I Am Setsuna as much as like it's not a fantastic game. Like I still liked playing it. I did not like Lost Sphere like at all. It had like no redeeming qualities for me. I hope you guys are weak to ice.
Attempted
This is
Missing spears.
when you put the evasive maneuvers still on, and you just go find the dang treasure chest. Because,
Yeah. I think I actually do have it on right now.
yeah.
Oh wait, I have to do this. I don't have to do this. Just once.
Bring it on.
Alright, just start killing them.
Here we go. This calls for
1,000 spears thing. That's not a very good move. It misses way
No,
too much.
it's like, and also it's like it's a range of like 5. You either get somewhere between like 5 and 10 hits, and with the amount of misses, you get like half of that.
Pretty useless. Okay. I literally have no idea how to get down there. It doesn't look like you approach it from behind. It looks like you've got to go from the front.
Wait, go back up those stairs and go to where those 2 broken columns were, and maybe you can go down or something.
Over here or where?
Yeah, keep going up the the next set of stairs. And then
This
there's
way?
those 2 columns. Like, can you go down?
Ha-ha.
There you go.
There it is. Silver filled pouch. Right? That's okay. I
Okay,
guess.
that's just money.
I hate areas like this though where you can't see. I mean,
Yeah.
it's cool that they're hiding it, right? So you got to look for it. I get it, but like when you're trying to navigate through them, but you cannot see the walls, and you're like, where do I turn?
Well, it's like the like in the in 4 when you'd end up in those like hidden black hallways where you'd have to wander through a path that you had no idea where it was.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna use magic this time. I'll just let him do it.
battle is truly
All right. My turn.
Come on.
Victory.
Just freaking.
Just use his the level slash thing.
Level slash? Is that the?
That's the sword,
sword
that
one?
hits on.
That's a really strong attack.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
And now I think we're gonna end up teaming up with Earhart, and they're gonna solve a mystery together or something.
Here we go. Let's save it and then use the stuff after that. Inventory time. Let's healing grape everybody up. And replenish our death hand. That's probably good enough. Alright, let's go fight the boss.
Ulrich. Aces, what in the name of the gods are you doing here? Let's deal with these first. We can talk later. Fair enough. Ulrich. Of all the... How long has it been, Earhart? Long. Too long. I need to...
Not gonna happen.
That sounded close. Didn't think they'd venture this far.
I like Earnhardt's voice
Those are the
actor.
leaders of the
Yeah.
Horde. If we slay them, the rest will be easy to disperse. I'll take the right. Then the left is mine.
So the four of us are gonna fight the boss on the right, and Earnhardt's gonna fight the one on the left by himself.
Well, that's the thing. Like, all these stories make more sense if the characters actually just.
I know.
Especially actually Ulbricht's, because the gladiator thing makes zero sense.
I know, that was so weird. I was like, man. I mean, it was cool. I liked the fights, but like, every person who's fighting is fighting against four people for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, they had help too, though. I guess.
Right, but
Technically,
you know.
it just it doesn't make any sense. It's what do they call that? Ludonarrative dissonance.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go. Hopefully I don't get another battle first.
Oh, there you
Alright, looks like we're gonna have a couple minions in this one.
There.
Yes, you do. You have a freaking little
Yeah, you
kid
have
back
all
in
those
town.
people
I was about
behind
to
you.
say, there he is right there. And yeah, as well, the people that are in the party.
Yeah.
Fare thee well.
Now then.
No.
And now he finds his purpose.
Yay, good job. I love the music in this game, it's so good. Let's do this.
That's cool. That's
Axes. That's a very, very cool sprite.
I like that.
Oh, he didn't summon his guys right away. Well, let's see what happens here. Sword's good.
My turn. Yes. No.
Yep, there they come. Now, see, now he's protected on the... but we can still break him with swords, though, so that's cool. If he's weak to ice in that particular section, I think we're going to be solid, because... Let's see, we'll get him to 3.
All right.
These guys weak to axes as well, probably not. Yeah. So, I think ice will get them all. Oh, darn it, it's not in that section for him, probably.
Oh, he's not even weak to ice.
Battle is truly joy.
Well, let's keep whittling him a little bit here. Oh my god. Holy crap. Alright, I'm gonna have to use my apothecary to heal a lot in this battle, I can see. These guys are spears. I can tell they're spears. But they're also ice, so we could break them right now. With one of these. Just don't let them act. And kind of figure out what we're gonna do here.
Well,
like
if
I
you
know the
if you
spears.
use him to just use an item to heal, then between Cyrus and Ulbrich, you can break the guy in the back.
That's true. That's true. Oops, I meant to do the one that heals everybody. My bad. Oh, I forget he heals a little bit on every turn. Okay. Oh wait.
Oh wait, you can't with this.
That's I can burst with Ulbrich and break him.
Yeah.
Which is too bad because I wanted to use his. Well, wait a minute. On the next turn, he'll get to go, but not before. Well, Cyrus will just take care of the little guys by boosting his ice. So let's just do that. Because I want to use Ulbrich, like...
Use his, like, his
yes.
final push.
So let's use the wizard on these guys. Okay, now he's back.
And now you can just
break him now. Bam. And then on the next turn he'll be at full.
Yeah, and then you can use Therion to do the armor thing. His armor curse.
Yes. I'll wait until next turn to do that as well. And in the meantime, give you a grave. And then you can... I want to use your next turn to do a beastly thing as well, so we'll also hold off. Okay, here we go. This is it. 1, 2, 3. Armor corrosive. Bam. 9 turns of that. Also hit him. 1, 2, 3. Breaking ampu. Oh, what is this?
Oh, that's an item thing. Things.
Oh, okay. Amputation. Wham! All right. Let's test this out. Let's test this out, baby.
I wreak havoc upon thee.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to find out what else you're weak to. Light, which I can't take advantage of. Well, I could with Therion, I guess. Or with items. Light soulstone. Well, I don't have any... Oh. I don't have any small ones. No, do that one.
Take this!
Wow. That did a lot of damage.
Should
More than I was expecting. Yes. What the F are you weak to? What other magic? No! Oh, okay. Well, fine. But...
Well, that's better because then you can use Therion's HP thief thing, and you'll get 2 hits. And he's weak.
Wham, wham. What is that last freaking magic? It's gonna be wind, I guarantee you. No, it's lightning! Good. Alright, we're all set. You're gonna be broken on the next turn. Wait, actually... I don't know if I want that. I want to break him on the next turn, but... Oh yeah, I'll break him easily on the next turn. Okay. Let's do... That heals everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not worth doing right now. Just do that on him.
Use this.
Alright, you can break him right now. Go. Cast your lightnings.
Oh, you didn't boost.
I'm gonna boost
Oh,
next
but you
turn.
have a second turn.
Yeah. I'm gonna boost next turn, and for this time I'll do a cross strike.
Watch my blade dance.
And an amputation. And then next turn we'll have bada bing. Actually, I don't know what his number. What is this, dude? 3 turns, spells cast by a single chosen ally that usually target all foes. Well, it'd just be on a single foe. It's useless. Okay, lightning.
All right. Let's get down to work.
Amputate him. Wham. Okay, where are we at stealing wise? Oh, he has nothing.
I feel like you don't actually get much like gear from stealing from like actual enemies and bosses and stuff.
Let's just a little attack strength down. That sounds good. And then do it again.
I wreak havoc
Boosh! Really bad as it would have been otherwise.
The steel HP and the steel SP skills are pretty awesome.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, you're gonna need to give Olbrick like a SP.
Yeah. Maybe give him something on the next turn.
All right.
Can I concoct something for that? Like if I did this.
Oh, the plum.
Yeah. Go.
Try this.
Sweet. Don't break him yet.
Here.
I'm gonna save up another couple turns here. Well, actually, I don't need to do that. Just break him now. He's almost dead. I'm sure, like, when we boost on the next turn, he'll die.
Is he red yet?
Yeah, he's red now.
Oh.
So, like, hit him with,
Oh,
What does this
what's the reckoning? Let's see.
do it.
Alright.
Time to steal the show.
What?!
Oh.
Holy crap!
That was cool.
All along, I had no idea he was such like a hard hitter. He's like even better than freaking Alphen, dude. Holy fetch, that was crazy. Goodbye. Their heart's gonna be dead.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. No, he won't. Okay. I should probably... Yeah, I'm okay for now. Go find him.
Yep.
You slew
Nope.
yours too, I see.
Aye.
Without the leaders, the pack should soon descend into chaos and confusion.
Sounds like Sean Bean a little bit.
Yeah, I feel I think that they got people who sound like Game of Thrones characters, basically.
So, Ulrich, how did you find me?
Gustav told me.
Ha! That's so. How was the scoundrel? Still in one piece?
He was well.
Sounds like a man of Gondor for
fighting
sure.
his keep.
Same
Told me about your home.
accent that the Gondorian men had in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Sounds like you had a grand old chat. Did he tell you about the soldiers who burned into the ground? Tough world this, for a young lad without a home. When the band of sellswords picked me up, I was grateful for it. And when the boss told me he wanted my help to bring down Hornburg, suffice to say, he didn't need to ask twice.
You wanted revenge.
Aye. Against the king who did not, as the only home I'd ever known was reduced to ash and rubble. Even in the end, as the flames licked the roof beams of their homes, my family, my friends believed the king would save them. I swore then and there I would never forgive King Alfred. That he'd pay for what he'd done. You're not done, as it were. And so I came to Hornburg and became a knight. Served my commanders faithfully. Worked my way up in the ranks. But then, you know that story, don't you?
All the while, biding your time to that final battle.
Delivered my revenge at the point of my blade, even as the king looked into my eyes.
His Majesty was a courageous man.
He was that. Till the last, he never stopped fighting for his people. And I, with a single blow, I killed him in the name of vengeance. Spilt his blood on the soil of his realm. I thought it would set me free. Free from the anguish, the pain, the despair. But it gave me nothing. No release, no triumph. Only a hollowness, a cold, empty void where my rage once burned. As I searched for something to hold on to, the memories that came to me were not of my lost home, but of the years I'd spent as a knight, with my brothers in arms, with you.
Did you regret it?
Regret it? Aye, I certainly did. I regretted living a lie for all those years in the name of vengeance. And yet, though they were a lie, a strange thing, isn't it? The memories of those days are as real as anything I have. Those days in Hornburg, the barracks, the proving grounds, the jousting lists. But anyhow, we disbanded after that and went our separate ways. We'd accomplished our aim, but were left homeless, masterless. My wanderings brought me to Wellspring, a town like 100 others I'd seen before.
And yet you stayed, and now protect its people from harm.
Aye.
Challenge fetched! What? I didn't get a chance to save.
Draw
I don't even know if they had a save point. Oh, I guess I could have come down and saved before challenging him. Dang it. Uh-oh.
You don't have to do this, Ulrich.
I can end it for you.
I was not expecting this to happen.
Your anger, your pain, your regret. threat, this lie your life has become. I'll cut you down and give you the peace you seek.
Jeez.
My king dead, and my countrymen. What did that make me, who had sworn my very life to protect them? For what did I wield my sword? Gods, how many years did that question plague me? But at long last, I understood. I never lost my worth. Like you, I bear my sword so that I may protect others. Earhart, I cannot stand here and pretend to understand what caused you to do as you did. And though I search my heart, I find no room there for forgiveness. I find only... I should have bested you that day. Victory should have been mine. Then, and only then, could I have saved our liege. And you, from the monster you would become. Hear me, Earhart. This time, I will not lose. Draw your weapon, Earhart. For warriors such as us, there is no other way.
I could tell you to learn from my mistakes. But then, what right have I? Nay, we'll do it your way. No holding back. Hey, old friend?
I would not have it any other way. So be it. In victory, truth!
Alright, here we go. He's huge!
Oh,
Alright,
he doesn't
well,
get the challenge graphic.
let's see if he's weak to spears. I have a feeling he'll be weak to spears. No, he's not.
My way.
He might not be weak to
He's gotta be weak to sword.
The battle is
either.
truly
Okay,
here.
swords. Swords it is.
Have at
Can I hit him multiple times with one of these?
No.
All of them are a one-hit thing.
Yeah.
Oh. I should be able to be good for like one more round.
victory out my way.
Probably have to heal. Okay, I'm alright. Wait. Okay, one more round. I can go one more round.
Have at you. Out my way.
Don't do that level slash thing again. Alright, I gotta heal now.
Damn.
Good thing I got the good grapes.
Now then. The battle is
It is gonna be crazy. Let's see how much damage I do.
victory. My way is unbending. I wreak havoc upon thee.
He looks a little, the character portrait, the face for Earhart is, quite boyish anime style.
Yeah, it does. It does look more. I can totally see that.
Have at you.
Oh, not that.
Witchery.
That stops you from
Oh, yeah.
boost. I think I've got stuff for that. Ooh. Okay, that wasn't too bad.
Out my way.
Oh, crap. He just keeps getting stronger. Okay. I'm going to risk hitting him one more time. Okay.
Witchery.
Good thing I did that, and I didn't heal him that one, because he would have freaking cursed me again. Heal first.
How about this?
Will you stop doing that? Oh, crap. Alright, this is my chance. I've got to get rid of this crap with a... Terror? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
How about this?
Then I'll break him.
The battle is true. Victory. My blade is unbending.
You're dead.
I wreak
You dead.
havoc upon thee. The thrill of the
I yield.
Kill him! Cut his head off!
Strange thing. I fought with all my strength. It was as if you were protected by a
He's not
greater power. And yet, for the first time in as long as I can remember, I regret nothing.
Tell me one thing, Earhart. Who was he? The leader of your little band. The man who plotted Hornburg's fall.
Olberic, leave it be.
He brought down an entire kingdom. Our kingdom. Who knows what such a man is plotting now? Nay, such a fiend is too dangerous for this world. I will stop him. I must.
This is the cause you found.
Just so.
The man's name is Werner.
Where can I find him?
After the fall of Hornburg, he set off for Riverford. After that, the gods only know what became of him.
That's all I need to know. Men like that never trail, whether they mean to or not.
Reckon they do. Until someone stops them in their tracks.
Sweet.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, not bad.
You're alive, Lord Earhart.
See for yourself.
Took some doing, but we slew the leaders of the Horde. Once your men finish off the stragglers, you'll have nothing more.
That's right, dude, McGuy. Osgiliath has fallen.
Did you hear that, lads? Earhart slew their leaders.
Hey, bro.
Couldn't have done it had Olberic not shown up in the nick of
Olberic
time.
as well.
The two greatest knights of the Lost Realm fighting side by side? Hang me if it ain't like a storybook.
You have our undying.
What is that from, Bryce? They got like a freaking sand waterfall back there. What the freak?
What I did was for myself.
I like the sparkle
Now
effects.
the time has come to seek out a
So,
new cause.
this is gold in the sand.
Olberic.
You would remain here.
I'm sorry.
Do not be.
But before you go, let me say one more thing. If you mean to go up against Werner, watch your back.
How so?
I've never seen anyone swing a blade like he does. It's more than just strength and skill. There's something about him that strikes fear into men's hearts. You are stronger now, Olberic. Stronger than me, I dare say. If your will is strong, you are doubtless the measure of him. But make no mistake, you would be well advised to fear him.
Coming from you, Earhart, that is warning indeed. I will heed your words. And now I must go. When this is over, mayhap we shall meet again.
Okay. I've never played League of
I
Legends.
look forward to that day, old friend.
Alright. Leave Wellspring behind. Too long I'd forgotten a simple truth. He wields his sword to protect the people. Cannot let the mortal foe of Hornburg roam free. And so he set off for Riverford, where his journey had at last come to an end. Right on. Well, let's save it. Let's go rest at the inn first. I don't think I found the discount for this place yet.
For the end, yeah, that's the best one to find because it's
Yes, it's great. All right, I'll save it there, and we'll come back tomorrow. Whoops, let's save it here. Actually, wait a minute. No. Okay, this was the right place. Alright. Ben, good talking to you, man.
Yeah,
we'll talk
great
again
talking to you.
tomorrow, 8 my time, 10 your time, right?
Sounds good.
Alright, see you then.
Awesome. Later.
Peace out.